Have you ever felt deep down that you're meant for something more? Like there's a much better life waiting for you. It's so easy to get caught up in the grind, waking up, going to work, coming home, and doing it all over again. But what if you could break free from this routine? What if you could rediscover your purpose, tap into your potential, and build a life that you love? By the end of this video, you're going to have a 5-step system that is going to help you build a life that you love. I've used this system to double my income, cultivate meaningful relationships, and create my dream career. And you can use it too to achieve your dreams and live the life you've always wanted. But I will warn you, the last 2 steps are the most important. Don't skip them. The first step to changing your life is to learn to be brutally honest with yourself. Like, have you ever looked in the mirror and realized you're not happy with what you saw? Embracing brutal honesty is about having those tough conversations with yourself. It's about facing the truth about where you are, what you're good at, where you fall short, and what's really holding you back. This step is so important because it lays the foundation for real change to happen. Change only starts with you admitting to yourself that you need to change. If you cannot be honest with yourself, you cannot accurately assess where you are and what needs to improve. You can't fix what you don't know, right? Think of it like trying to use a GPS, but having no idea where you're starting from. You need that starting point. A lot of us skip this step because it's uncomfortable. I mean, who wants to admit their flaws, right? It's hard to admit that we might be the ones standing in our own way. It's way easier to blame other people or circumstances for our problems. I get it. I used to avoid looking too closely at my own life because I didn't want to admit that I was stuck and unhappy. But when I finally faced the truth that I was unhappy and that my fear of failure was holding me back, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. I could finally take the steps to change my situation. However, just getting real with yourself is not enough. You also need to connect with your desires. Listen, your life, your rules. Let's talk about what you really want. Not what you think you should want or what everyone else wants for you, but what lights a fire in your own soul. That's where the magic happens. Knowing exactly what you're after is your secret weapon for a life that you love. When you're crystal clear on your desires, obstacles feel like speed bumps, not brick walls. So why do we settle for less than what we want? Because of fear of disappointment, societal pressure, or simply not knowing where to start that can keep us in the land of maybe someday. But the truth is, life is too short to wait. Clarity gives you direction, purpose, and the motivation to keep going. I used to live a life based on what others wanted for me. It wasn't until I realized I didn't like my life that it hit me. I was living a life somebody else chose for me. Once I realized this, I tapped into my own desires and my life became a reflection of what I actually wanted. Now that you know what you want, it's time to master one thing at a time. We all have things we want to get better at. Whether it's hitting the gym or managing money or improving our relationships or advancing in our careers. It's so easy to feel overwhelmed with so many goals and not knowing where to start. The key isn't to try and fix everything all at once. Instead, try to focus on just one thing at a time and get really good at it. For example, let's say you decide to work out regularly. If you commit to exercising 3 times a week, you're not just getting more fit. You're also learning how to build a routine and a sense of achievement that can boost your confidence and your energy. It's like setting a solid foundation that makes everything else easier. Once you nail down that one area, you'll find it easier to apply that same focus and discipline to other parts of your life. A lot of us try to juggle too many goals at once. We think we'll get more done that way. But what often happens is we end up feeling burnt out and making slow progress on everything. Our culture loves the idea of multitasking and hustling, but this usually means we're spreading ourselves way too thin. It's easy to skip focusing on just one thing because we worry it won't be enough or we're afraid of missing out on other goals. However, for me, I started with a simple goal: work out 3 times a week. Sticking to this routine didn't just improve my fitness. It gave me mental clarity and more energy, which helped me to tackle other goals with the same focus. It also puts me in an environment where I could meet people with similar goals as me. Seeing results from this one commitment showed me how powerful it is to focus on mastering just one thing at a time. Once you've picked an area you want to work on, it's time to invest in personal development. Here's the thing, change is uncomfortable. The ego or survival mechanisms resist stepping into the unknown. Fear, doubt, and self-limiting beliefs can hold us back. However, investing in personal development is like giving your brain a gym membership. You're strengthening your mental muscles, building new skills, and staying motivated. Whether it's learning a new language, hiring a coach, or simply reading more books or watching this video, you're investing in your future self. Picture this. You're the main character in your own story. Wouldn't you want to be the strongest, smartest, and most capable version of yourself? That's where personal development comes in. Why is this so crucial? Because when you grow as a person, everything else in your life tends to follow suit. You become more confident, more resilient, and better equipped to handle challenges. It's like upgrading your operating system. Suddenly, everything starts to run smoother. But let's be real, finding the time and the motivation to invest in yourself can be tough. Between work, family, and social life, it's easy to put personal growth on the back burner. I get it. I've been there. But when I finally decided to make personal development a priority, my life changed. I started with small steps like listening to podcasts during my commute and reading books during my lunch breaks. And then I started buying courses, hiring a coach, and going to retreats. It might not seem like much, but over time, I've definitely seen a return on my investments. So you've got the motivation to invest in yourself. Now let's talk about taking your power back by healing your childhood trauma. We all carry baggage. Some of it is easier to spot than others, but childhood experiences shape our adult lives in ways we may not even realize. These wounds can manifest in our finances, our relationships, and our career, and holds us back from reaching our full potential. So it's so important to understand how those early experiences shaped your beliefs about money, love, friendships, and work. Maybe you grew up in a household where money was tight, which led to a fear of spending or a constant need to save. Perhaps you witnessed unhealthy relationships, which left you with doubts about whether you're worthy of love. Or maybe you were discouraged from pursuing your passions, which led you to the wrong career. These patterns can be tough to identify, but they're holding you back. So why do we bury these experiences? Facing our past can be scary. It's easier to pretend everything is okay than to face the pain. But ignoring these wounds is like trying to build a house on shaky ground. And let's be honest, it's exhausting. I know firsthand the power of healing childhood trauma. For years, I struggled with money anxiety, always feeling like I wasn't enough and I would never have enough. It wasn't until I started therapy and explored my past that I realized the root of the problem. By understanding how my upbringing influenced my financial habits, I was able to break free from those limiting beliefs and create a healthier relationship with money. Now, healing is just the beginning. It's also important to quiet the noise and believe in yourself. We've all been there. Someone tells you, you can't do that, that's unrealistic, or you're not good enough. These comments are more than just words. Okay? They're like invisible walls built with the opinion of other people. The truth is, your biggest limitations often come not from your abilities, but from the voices you listen to. So break free from the noise. You cannot change your life if you allow doubt to creep in. It's time to reclaim your power. So start by examining the voices in your own head. Are they cheering you on or holding you back? Surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams, even when you have doubts. Why is this so hard? This is hard because it's comfortable to stay within the lines, to play it safe. But stepping outside of your comfort zone can be scary. However, remember, growth happens at the edge of your comfort zone. It's easy to listen to the naysayers because it protects us from failure, but it also keeps us from achieving greatness. I used to let fear dictate my actions. I listened to the voices saying I wasn't good enough, that I would fail. But then I had a revelation. Those voices weren't based on facts, but on fear. Fear is fake evidence appearing real. So I stopped surrounding myself with people who didn't believe in me, and instead started surrounding myself with people who did believe in me. And I shifted my focus to proving myself wrong, not them. It changed everything. Now it's your turn to take action and change your life. Reflect on the voices you've been listening to. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Identify one negative voice and challenge it. Replace it with a positive affirmation about your potential. Believe in yourself. Break free from the noise. Your future self will thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you plan to use these steps to change your life.